Well, good evening. It's Robert E. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. I've been on vacation last 2 weeks, but tonight's show is called I+expand+of+the+now. What that's really opening me up to understand, the only time I can expand my life or do anything, let go of the past, expand out of anything, is now. Everything happens in the moment. Everything in the moment's the gift of expansionism. It's inside me, I become free. But it's really about letting go of everything we've taught ourselves that the past really has something to do with today. The past controls today through memory. And it's the memories we're dealing with rather than the life event. But what I've expanded into is understanding that my everyday life is the same as it was because I keep living from memory. And then now is a natural, optimistic wisdom to see and listen to the now, to expand out of it. Because when I opened up to this and I really explored myself and explored my life, I discovered I was bringing in the same kind of people and the same things were happening in the same events. That's because I was living from memory of the past. And the past is nothing more than a memory of the now. And that's a big thing to open up to understand that the memory of the now will stop you from moving forward, because all the failures and everything we've done in life is in the past. And something you really have to expand of is understanding I'm going to fail my way to success. Understanding that is there's never been a failure. There's been a disengaging within myself to look and see what that is. And everybody always says hindsight. Well, there's no such thing as hindsight. It's foresight of the now. It's the new wisdom now. And if we can get rid of words that keep us looking back, like hindsight in the past, and start saying, I experience this now, I'm going to naturally open up the wanderer will within myself to expand through life and become the traveler of my dreams through this life. We become so locked and blocked in the negativity of life, we forgot to move forward. And we've been taught the negative through history, the school system, and everything we've ever done, because it's easier to live in the past than to expand to the now, because the now is new. It's new openings, invoking the wandering will within ourselves. But it's really about letting go and stop thinking and living through what happened yesterday. And you know, I understand this. You know, I was never good at school. Of course, I didn't apply myself as good as I should have. But you know, there's going to be kids that are not good in school. There's going to be people not good in school. There's going to be people not good at some things, but they're really good at other things. And it's really about the person opening up to let go of what we've been taught and how we've been having to stay inside the lines of life. And it's really about it's my new word, unsocietize my life, opening up my wanderer's wise, to see the world turn, a trend-setting utopian resolve, naturally expanding through life. And that is something that's really about living the now. But if you look at the world, we're stuck in history. And we're really stuck now because you listen to all the so-called leaders of the world, there isn't a one of them have an enterprising inspiration to expand the world out of what it is. And we're so stuck in the entitlement world, we can't expand. And we're also stuck in a selfish world. And I had to really go through that within myself about being selfish. And I was really selfish, I now admit to myself. But it's really about opening up the lure of luxury. Understanding that life is luxuriously invigorated, freeing me to be free of everything. But we're so stuck in memory. And the word that comes to my mind, remember this, remember that. Do you remember this? People want us to remember from yesterday. Look at how many nursery rhymes and everything you learned in school that really have nothing to do with today. Most of the stuff I learned in high school, outside of math and English, I don't use. And really I'm discovering you got to get out of the misery of history, because history is what we use to control us. And we really become afraid of what's the rad riches within ourselves. We're so blessed with wisdom, we're afraid of it. And that is something else I've opened up to. I'm so blessed with wisdom, I'm afraid of it. That is, but wisdom isn't knowing. Wisdom is about the curiosity of the situation. It's about getting into the curiosity and allowing the curiosity to open up and allow me to move forward. How are we afraid to be curious about our own riches within ourselves? You know, we dig the earth for gold mine. We dig the earth for everything. But the gold mine of the divine is right in here. It's in the heart and soul and our body. And see, we think the brain is part of the head, but the brain is really the body. And we're all body, but the head is just a bone structure. But we get so wound up in the head, we embed everything. Then we got to think our way through it rather than feel the emotional energy within us to expand out of it. When we allow frustration to take over, we retort to the world. When we allow the serenity within our feelings and emotions to expand us, we feel the rivers of riches flow through us, opening up our oceans of opulence to dance with our dreams. That is one of the elevators to the penthouse, is dancing with our dreams rather than being stuck in the muck of yesterday. And something I did when I first got into personal growth, I was always talking about heal the past, heal the past. Well, hell with the past. Appreciate the now, and I'll see value in everything in my life. But it's easier to keep people looking at the past because everybody can understand the past. But it's really about opening the now to understand the now and stop knowing the past and stop remembering the past. The past is doing us no good. The only thing you really need to remember is a few things, but most of our life events, they're over. They're dead and gone. So now let's get beyond the memories and into the fondness of our foresight, opening new everything. But life is about the now. We keep looking for this, and this is something that I've opened up to. Everybody says, save for retirement, save for retirement. And that is true. But don't forget to experience the now and see the world through a traveler's tenacity to enjoy life. But everything happens now. Even all the stuff that's happening, all the peace treaties that have been signed and everything that's happened is over. What is the peace of today that'll propel us to a new dynamic of peace and prosperity? But people are more afraid of peace and prosperity than they are war and famine, because we've been taught war and famine through the history and the world. And the unknown powers that control the world, they like feast, famine, war because that's their big money. So it's up to us to unfunny the world, unfunny the money of theirs, and open our eyes to our own entrepreneurial endeavors to open the wealth of the world. It's about us using our enterprising wit to expand the world and open up the cash flow to ourselves. We're so afraid to fail that we can't win. I use the word can't. That is, well, we're afraid we can't win, but we can because we encompass the wisdom. It's just us unsocietizing our life and sanitizing the wise to be the pure entrepreneur. And yes, is it going to go up and down? Yeah, because we're going to have, well, a failure is just a learning lesson that we have to expand through. But you also have to get the heart and soul on path with your wealth and success. And that is something we're never taught in school. We're taught to work. We're taught to do this. We were never taught to be entrepreneurs. And I'm not talking about going out and doing anything, but investing in the stock market, that's an entrepreneur. You had to learn everything that expanded you through life on your own or through an outside entity of the school system. The school system has never been people's friends to expand through life. The school system actually has been taught people to be enslaved by a job rather than be liberated by the job and understanding how little money it takes to invest. Here I am saying that, and I never did it, but I understood it. But I also admit this to the world. I had to go through everything I've went through to get to where I'm at today because I was hard-headed and I had to figure all that silly stuff I had embedded inside me. So when I embedded the dread, I tore down the cobwebs of dread and opened up my dreamer's dance to walk of life rather than be of life, to be in life. Because when I walk of life, I liberate the internal feeling every day expanding. That is the expand of the now. It's nurturing optimistic wisdom, naturally optimizing wealth. And wealth isn't always money, but the wisdom is the wealth that will energize the energy of the money to flow to you. It's about energizing the airwaves with your wisdom and your ability to expand the world. And everybody has the ability to expand the world in their own unique way. But it's the naysayers that are near you that are going to steal your dream, and they will steal them. But it's about the self-esteem within yourself to really beam your own brilliance and your own innovative ideas to the world. Because everybody has a book, some form of inventive wit to make to invent something that'll expand their life. But it's really about stop falling into the trap of the society and the way we've been taught to do things, because we do have the wisdom to do that. And that's what the expanding of the now is. And it's going to be different and unique for everybody that listens to this, because it's about discovering and uncovering your own path of prosperity and walking your trails of triumph. When I first got into personal growth, somebody would say something and then everybody would follow. Well, what I've discovered since then is that everybody's path to the promised land is going to be through their own swamps and forests and all the negativity of life, to open up the light, to illuminate their paradises of themselves. That is the thing we're afraid of most, is our own wisdom and innovative wit. Wit is wisdom, innovation, and talent. That's my own word. And you know, the world is more afraid of humor than they are anything in this world. People are too serious about life. There's something I'm going to write tomorrow or the next day. It's called Laugh. Let go of angst, unleash the gumption, harmonizing the fun of life. That's one thing I think I've learned. I grew up in the 60s, and we had to invent our own fun, or we got put to fixing fence or picking rock. So it was easy to find our own fun. We didn't have all the video games of the day. We had to go out and get innovative with our own fun, but you know, we always did. And I'm actually am blessed that I grew up in that time. We could still have fun and not be under the microscope of society's political correctness. And a lot of the expanding of the now is letting go of the political correctness of the world, because the entitlements and people thinking everything should be given to them is stealing the wealth of the world. And I just spent 2 weeks with my family in South Dakota, and that was a very entertaining time. And we had a lot of discussions, but what we all kind of come down to was everybody wanting something from somebody else without doing anything. And entrepreneurship is about stepping forth in the now and taking the reins of your life and guiding it, because where you're at in life is all your own actions. Do the outside sources have something to do with it? Yeah, but some people cave to the outside sources, and some people energize the outside sources to expand their life. And that's where the expand of the now is, because you can only deal with the situation in front of you. And if you're looking for outside people to do it for you, you're going to live in the poverty of life, because you're going to feel sorry for yourself every day. And when you start feeling sorry for yourself, you're going to live in the pity patter of your memory. But when you start understanding that life is a mess, and life is going to challenge you, and life is going to be chaotic, because that's what life is. But when you can understand how to maneuver and manipulate and open up that mess, experiencing your desired life, then you're going to be in wealth of life. Yes, people have more luck than others, and some people have this, but it isn't what anybody else has. It's how are you going to expand through life yourself? Where does the wisdom and the grit and the git you got inside you to move yourself forward? And that's what expand of the now is. It's now. And it's understanding the gift of now is where the present moment is going to expand you into the future of your dreams. But however, this world is so stuck on wanting it convenient and easy. I was one of them. To live the desired life is never easy. It's actually exhilarating, but it's also very challenging. But all you are is challenging everything you know to expand of new wisdom, innovation, talent, intuition. It really is about trusting your unknown abilities and agility to expand through life. We want to use what we know to do everything, because what we know is easy, because we've been there. But the other step on the other side of that, a curiosity to expand yourself, and it's an unknown. I call it the terra incognita, because my good is incognito on that side. My desired outcome is incognito in every situation. It's up to me to question my way to there. I'm never going to know my way to the promised land. I'm going to question myself and experience my way to the promised land. And that is where I will understand the gift of life. You know, and it's hard to tell people when they're going through everything to do that. But if you can show people a little kindness and there's a better way, but we've been taught if it didn't happen right away, and I'm guilty of this, just give up and quit. That's where the world is today, because some of them challenges are going to take you into the deepest, darkest parts of yourself to unleash and unlock that hidden block to move yourself forward. Sometimes you got to move that deep hidden block to turn on the light of life, to liberate yourself internally, feeling the enterprising wisdom of the situation expand you out of life, out of the situation. Everybody's always been able to get out of it, but it's being willing to endure and open up the wisdom within and not let that dictate to you, but you got to maneuver through it with a new set of values and quit feeling sorry for yourself and appreciate it, because appreciation will take you to a value of the situation, and that's a vitality, aggrandizing, lure, unleashing, enterprising wisdom to expand out of it. And with that, I'm going to say good night. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. I am a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, timeline coach, published author. I got a new book coming out, Endless Inspiration, and it should be out in the fall. And with that, I'll say good night, and thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate you people more than you ever know. Love all of you.